Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW Collision Ring Report. The first Saturday of the new year, and it starts with AEW for Collision. Coming up, former Tag Team Champions FTR takes on the House of Black. They've been having a lot of problems as of late. FTR and the House of Black, they get the ultimate test, and we get to see the House of Black and FTR finally shut each other up after a lot of stuff went down. Can FTR get a victory over the House of Black? We'll see coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show on the Ring Report, as well as more matches to announce. Sting versus Darby Allin. Sting and Darby Allin take on the team of the Workhorsemen. Sting is continuing his momentum as he is heading to Revolution in his retirement match. We'll see can Sting pick up momentum on the first Saturday in Collision. Also, Continental Crown Champion Eddie Kingston defends his championship against Trent Barrella after Kingston won it 1 week ago. Kingston on the roll and the momentum as he rides on high. As well as this, Sky Blue takes on Kiera Hogan in women's division action. A lot of that going on as well. And we'll hear from the Rated R superstar, Edge, after what happened last week with Edge and Christian Cage aligned himself with Nick Wayne's family. I don't get why he's with Nick Wayne's family in the first place. What does that say? All this and more when the Pro Wrestling Show starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendrick Dix here. Glad you joined us on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling. Get on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe and share. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. You're on the Pro Wrestling Show for the AEW Collision Ring Report. Man, Collision was on tonight from Animated. Live from Charlotte. Just looking from Charlotte, North Carolina. I said it was that. And we kick things off with this. We kick things with the Stinger, teaming up with his tag team partner, Darby Allin, to take on the Workhorsemen. Sting, the beginning of the year, and within 2 months, Sting says that he's going to retire from wrestling for good. Sting had a great career high, low in wrestling from WCW all the way to other federations as well. Well, like we said, we kick things off with the Stinger. And Nature Boy Ric Flair was in Sting's corner. The Nature Boy came out there styling profile like he did. The Workhorsemen fell to Sting and Darby Allin, who pick up the win with Nature Boy Ric Flair in their corner. Ric Flair, Sting's manager. I would never have imagined Ric Flair being Sting's manager 35 years later, 36 years later to the fact. But they're gonna do it, and they're gonna call back full circle for Sting, as Revolution will be the day he will retire in Greensboro, as he had started when he wrestled Ric Flair in that historic Clash of the Champions match, the first inaugural Clash of the Champions in 1988. Sting took Ric Flair to the limit. Ric Flair took Sting to the limit. I think we going to get that, so we'll see how this is going to go. Also, Mike Bennett. We told you on the AEW Dynamite Ring Report, Mike Bennett and Roger Strong. They all was part of the prophecy of Adam Cole. They're part of the Undisputed Kingdom. Bennett and Tatum hold the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions along with Roger Strong, who set his sights to become international champion. Maybe they want to win all the gold. That's what it was. We'll see how this gonna go. Speaking of that, Continental Crown Champion Eddie Kingston defends his championship against Trent Barrella. Eddie Kingston been on momentum against Trent Barrella, but he took it a little bit further with Trent Barrella by making him bleed. Barrella taking bleed, and he was suffering like a stuffed pig. I'll tell you about that about Trent Barrella. He might have to
worry about what's going on with him. But he didn't. He lost to Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston put up a great fight. Kingston won his match and keeps his Triple Crown championship intact. So good for Eddie Kingston for his sake and stuff. Also too, uh, superstar Edge was in action. Edge looking for a fight. Edge took on the up and coming Griff Garrison. Griff Garrison being teased. I mean, when Griff Garrison got teased about, he really went balls to the wall. Griff Garrison went out there with Maria and all them coming out there to tease his head to have a match. He kind of did have a match. And the match happened tonight, and Edge putting Griff Garrison in his place in his open challenge tonight. Well, speaking of that, AEW Tag Team Champions Ricky Starks, absolute Ricky Starks, and Big Bill, better known as Big Cass, had made known that they're going to defend their tag team championships against Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. You know that Jericho last week had confronted the tag team champions. Now we know that it's going to be a championship match between Jericho and Guevara taking on Big Bill and Ricky Starks for the tag team titles. Well, beforehand, Ricky Starks going to be in one-on-one action. He will go one-on-one against Sammy Guevara. That should be a good one. I want to see that match this week, so this should be a good one to see. So we'll see that coming up forward. Also, too, we might be getting some trios tag team action, as we see right here the trios champions, 6-man tag team champions. The Acclaim might be defending their titles against Jay White and if that cut up. You know, Daddy Ass is the father, so they're gonna have their works cut out for them. It's like rivalry renewed, but this time for the tag team championships, the 6-man tag team championships. That's the date, so we'll see that coming forward as well. Also, too, women's division action. Sky Blue took on Kiera Hogan 1-on-1. Kiera Hogan tried to put up a fight against the new reincarnated Sky Blue. Sky Blue being led and being her guidance by what's her name? Julia Hart. Well, Sky Blue won her back tonight. And Sky Blue did what she needed to do. Sky Blue in a new transition as it goes to that as well. So it's good for what Sky Blue went through. Also, too, Claudio was in action. Claudio Cesaro, better known as Cesaro, he was in action. Cesaro getting his opportunity, wrestling a jobber. But we know that Cesaro will be in action this Wednesday on Dynamite. Cesaro will be taking on Heyman Adam Page 1-on-1. So Cesaro getting ready, getting his workout in, his getting a workout, getting himself ready for his match, and we'll see that going forward and stuff between Cesaro and Heyman Page. Heyman Page got a lot of frustration going on, and he is getting himself ready for his match. You can tell Swerve will probably be watching from afar, so we'll see that going forward, and we'll see how that's going to go coming forward and stuff, and how that's going to be heading towards that way for them in that future. Also, too, we told you in the main event. The main event was for the world, not with the world, but former world tag team champions FTR taking on the House of Black. FTR and the House of Black have been at each other's throats for quite some time. But FTR and the House of Black really want to sell their differences in the ring as they normally do. But FTR put up a fight against the House of Black with the help of Daniel Garcia, even the odds for the FTR. But FTR paid for it in the House of Black from Big Brody Clean. Big Brody King doing what he need to do in order to do what he need to do. Or so FTR paying the price as well as they did. However, they did tonight. FTR kind of realizing the ramification of what went down tonight. This is far from over. You can tell how this is going to go between these two teams, these two factions, along with Dan Garcia try to help them out. Couldn't even the odds, as well as Julia Hart, um, trying to help assist like the way she did tonight. So the House of Black are putting the FTR on notice. All right, that ends the Collision Ring report. We move forward to Wrestling Hot Topics on Wrestling Hot Topics right here. We've just found out that Matt Riddle is going across like a journeyman now. He is arriving in New Japan. He decided that he wants to challenge Tanahashi. So Matt Riddle wants to challenge Tanahashi. We just found out Tanahashi is the New Japan president. So I think Matt Riddle wants to test his skills against Tanahashi in New Japan. But Matt Riddle ain't gonna stop there. We know that he was in MLW tonight. Matt Riddle, let's see, Matt Riddle got the win tonight by defeating Jacob Fatu. So Matt Riddle, I don't think he's signed in MLW, but he's kind of making his rounds. Matt Riddle choked the living daylight out of Jacob Fatu. Made it seem like that and made it seem the notice and stuff like that. And how they went down and stuff. So hey, Matt Riddle making his rounds. Also going to be appearing for New Japan as well. So Riddle kind of putting himself out there, putting his name out there. Oh, it was a good look, Matt Riddle. I wish he would have fought Randy Orton that continued their feud just to end their story. But you know, me and them former tag team partners, you know how they go. So hey, how they be and how they go. Speaking of that, we're hearing from Impact and now consider TNA Wrestling. They're gonna reveal their belt reveals. This is what the schedule is for tomorrow. So they'll start with the X Division Championship tomorrow. Monday they'll start with the TNA World Tag Team titles. Tuesday with the Digital Media Tag Team titles. Wednesday the World Heavyweight Championship. Thursday the Knockout World title. And I guess that the day of the pay-per-view Hard to Kill on that next Sunday, they will reveal the Women's Tag Team Championships. So a lot of reveal from Impact. They want to rebrand themselves as TNA Wrestling. Good luck with that. But this was the official website for Impact Wrestling on what the schedule is for their revealing of their world title. Also, too, we're hearing that a fan that was part of AEW fan has passed away. I want to send our prayers and condolences to his family at this time for a sudden loss and stuff. Speaking of that, we told you about Matt Riddle choking out fake Jacob Fatu. MLW did the Kings of the Coliseum. We don't know the review and the race yet. I believe Richard Holiday is the new world champion. They wouldn't even go far to bring him back if they didn't. Got a lot of good matches when you think about it. A couple of good matches. Tom Lawler, Richard Holiday, Matt Riddle. A lot of people from almost 6 years ago, 2018, from the original MLW, the relaunch, are back and trying to get some workout. So we'll see. Speaking of that, we just found out yesterday on SmackDown that Roman Reigns caused his own situation. Roman Reigns had 3 contenders determined to challenge him for the Royal Rumble for the title. Now we just found out that Roman made a DQ and caused the match to be a no contest. Thus, General Manager of the show, Nick Aldis from SmackDown, announced that there's going to be a fatal 4-way match for the Universal Championship. I guess Roman Reigns could be pinned or could lose his title without being pinned in this match. So a fatal 4-way for the undisputed championship at Royal Rumble. So we'll see that going forward. So how that will ever evolve and stuff. And how that's going to be. But we'll have the Royal Rumble predict the outcome that day before of the Royal Rumble. So look for that coming your way sooner rather than later. I guess that's it. That's gonna do it for the Pro Wrestling Show presents. And we forgot to make mention that Hook right here. Forgot to make mention of it. Hook wants to challenge Samoa Joe for the AEW title. Hook, you're not ready yet. Joe is a crafted, seasoned veteran. Joe will annihilate you. You'll put up a fight, but he won't win. I think Hook is well, too much of his bridges, and I think Hook needs to stick around and try to go for the international title, then work your way up to the world title. You just don't leap through the ground in a world title shot just because you're the FTW champion. So you know how that goes and stuff. All right, we know next week on Collision Ring Report, we will have a special Collision Ring Report as well as Battle of the Belts. So we'll come on a little bit later throughout with Collision and Battle of the Belts. We know Ricky Starks and Big Bill will set to defend their World Tag Team titles against Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara next week. So we'll see that match heading our way next week. All right. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. What a great weekend it was. Kicking out the first weekend of the new year. Thank you for watching. We'll see you Monday for the Raw Ring.